Chapter 6.2, Day 2, Properties of Exponents. Key ideas or properties of exponents. Power of a product property. To find the power of a product, find the power of each factor and multiply. Or think of distributing the exponents to everything inside the parentheses. So for example, if you have this 3 times 2 to the power 5, so think like as if you're distributing the 5 to 3. So 3 to the power 5 times 2 to the power 5. Similarly, a to the power m and b to the power m. It's just like you're distributing the 5 with both the numbers inside, but you're distributing as a power. Power of a quotient property. To find a power of quotient, find the power of the numerator and the power of the denominator and divide. Or think of distributing the exponent to everything inside the parentheses. So you have a 5 on top of 3 over 2. So distribute the 5 with 3 and with 2. So that's going to be 3 to the power 5 divided by 2 to the power 5. So you're going to distribute this 5 to 3 and to 2. So it's 3 to the power 5, 2 to the power 5. And similarly on the other example, this is going to be a to the power m and b to the power m. Example number 2, we are going to use the properties of exponent to solve these questions here. So I'm going to try a few of the questions and you're going to pause the video to try the rest of it. For letter A, you're going to distribute the exponent to both the number that are inside. So you're going to get here is negative 3 to the power 2 and y to the power 2. Negative 3 to the power 2 is going to be 9 and y square. So it's going to be 9y square, your answer. Now for the division, you're going to distribute the power inside as well. So a to the power 3 divided by negative 10 to the power 3. So that's going to be a to the power 3 divided by negative 1000. So remember when you have an odd exponent, so 3, 5, 7, and so on, that will keep the negative as a negative sign. And if you have a even number as your exponent, so in this case you have 2, 4, 6 and so on, that will turn the negative into positive. So we're going to do is letter C, and you can see that here is a negative exponent. So remember, whenever we have a negative exponent, first thing you want to do is to make it positive. To make this negative as a positive, you're going to flip the inside number. So this one is 2x over 3. To make a positive exponent, you have to flip it. So it's going to be 3 over 2x to the power of 5. And you're going to get here is 3 to the power 5 divided by 2x to the power 5. Now you're going to have a furthermore step to do. Here you're going to distribute the exponent with both the numbers. So that's going to be 2 to the power 5 x to the power 5. So that's going to be your answer. And you can also solve it. So 3 to the power 5 is going to be 243. So that's going to be 243 divided by 32x to the power 5. 2 to the power 5 is 32 and 3 to the power 5 is 243. So your final answers can look like this. If the exponent is too high, we just write or answer like that. If the exponent is not too high or the number is small, then you can actually solve them. For letter D, you're going to distribute the negative inside, or you're going to flip the term so that you can have a negative exponent as a positive exponent. So you have a negative exponent, you flip it to the bottom, and the negative exponent turns into positive. And now you're going to apply the product property, where you're going to distribute the exponent with both the number inside. 10 to the power 3 is 1000, so it's going to be 1000, 1 over 1000 y to the power 3. Next is 4 to the power 5 divided by n to the power 5. And here you're going to have 1 over 2 to the power 5 and k squared to the power 5. 1 over 2 to the power 5, that's going to be 1 over 32. And k squared to the power 5 is going to be k to the power 10. So your answer is 1 over 32 k to the power 10. Next is just an overview of, we call it as math sum. MA, which means if you multiply exponents with the like bases, then you add the exponents. When you divide like bases, then you're going to subtract the exponents. When you see exponents in and outside of parentheses, you multiply exponents. We are going to do the more practice on each of the categories. So first is product of powers. When you multiply the two same bases, you're going to add the powers. So the answer is 2 to the power 4 plus 5 and 2 to the power 9. Next is you're going to multiply again same bases. So 6 plus 8, you're going to get w to the power 14. The next question is question number 3. You have 3 numbers that you're going to multiply with same basis. So the answer is 4 to the power 1 plus 4 plus 3. And that's going to be 4 to the power 8. So here you have x to the power 8 plus 1 plus 4. And that's going to be 8 to the power of 13. Next, you're going to do the quotient of powers. So it means that when you divide the two like bases, you're going to subtract the powers, and that's going to be 2 to the power 6, x to the power 9 minus 3, so x to the power 6. This is going to be two things here. You're going to treat 4 to the power differently and y to the power differently. So that's going to be 4 to the power 11 minus 9 and y is 22 minus 7. That's going to be 4 to the power 2 and y to the power of 15. So answer is going to be 16 y to the power 15. Next is a to the power 8 minus 2, b to the power 5 minus 1, and that's going to be a to the power 6, b to the power 4. So for question number 4, I made a mistake, so it should be x to the power 13. So power of a power property, we are going to do question number 9. And where you're going to multiply the power with the power. So 3 to the power 5 times 6 is 30. So 3 to the power 30 is your answer. For number 10, your answer is going to be 7 to the power of 12. For number 11, it's going to be x to the power of 20. And for number 12, you're going to multiply again the power 3 times 7, and that's going to be m to the power 21. Next, we are going to do negative exponent and question number 13. Whenever you see a negative exponent, you need to make it positive by flipping it. So 4 to the power negative 2 becomes 1 over 4 to the power 2. Since it's an easy number to calculate, because 4 to the power 2 is 16, so we just write 1 over 16. For number 14, same thing. You're going to flip it, and that's going to be 3 to the power 3, which is 1 over 27. So if you look at number 15, you can see that there are two terms. 3 to the power 2 has a positive exponent, so we are not going to flip it. But x to the power negative 5, that's the negative term that we are going to flip. So when you have positive exponent, you don't have to flip that. So the answer for this one is going to be 3 to the power 2 as it is on the top. And you're going to flip the x to the power negative 5 on the bottom to make the 5 positive. So your final answer is 3 to the power 2 divided by x to the power 5, and that is 9 over x to the power 5. For number 16, you can see that this 5 is a number, and then you have m to the power negative 2 divided by p to the power negative 3. Now the negative exponent is on m and for p. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep the 5 as it is. Then p to the power negative 3, you flip it to the top, and m to the power negative 2, you flip it to the bottom. So it's going to be 5p to the power 3 on the top, and m to the power negative 2, you flip it to the bottom to make it positive. So your final answer is 5p to the power 3 divided by m to the power 2. So now we are going to do zero exponent. Anything to the power 0, so base doesn't matter. If the power of a number is 0 or the exponent is 0, it's always going to be 1. So the answer for number 17 is 1. So for number 18, again it's 45 to the power 0, and that's going to be 1. 213 to the power 0 is also 1. And base doesn't matter. So base doesn't matter. For number 20, the whole exponent is 0. So this is in the parentheses, and the exponent for all of them is 0, which means the answer for all of them equals 1. Next number is number 21, where the whole answer cannot be equal to 1. So you have a power only on x to the power 0. So 8 is as it is. So you write 8, and x to the power 0 is 1. So 8 times 1 is 8. So the answer for number 21 is 8. So for question number 22, so you have 3 and x to the power 0 is 1 plus 3 to the power 0 is 1 plus x to the power 0 is 1. You get 3 plus 1, and that's going to be 5. So remember, only x to the power 0 is going to be 1, 3 to the power 0 is going to be 1, and x to the power 0 is 1. This 3 remain as it is. When you add these numbers, you're going to get 5. Look at number 23. You have 11, and then you have 1, and then you have 1, and then you have z to the power 10. So it looks like 11 times 1 times 1 times z to the power 10. So when I write it, it looks like 11, and 1 for x to the power 0, 1 for y to the power 0, and z to the power 10. When you answer, it looks like 11 times 1 times z to the power 10. So the answer should be 11 times z to the power 10, because when you multiply 1 with any number, the number remains as it is. For number 24, you're going to write the 1 for anything that has the exponent as 0. So x to the power 0 is 1 and y to the power 0 is also 1. 12 plus 1 is 13 and 13 over 1 is just 13. So the answer is 13.